played this record as frequently as possible.
What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Vergil here, and welcome back to another episode here on Dragon Ball Legends. Today, we are returning with another installment of my top 10 tier list. The last one was really not that long ago with Android 17 dropping. We just got the Ultra hits about 2-3 days ago, and I'm going to give you guys my initial takes, the fluctuation of the top 10 list in my opinion. Like I said, it's been 2-3 days, and these are going to be my initial, my frame one thoughts. Obviously things can change within these next couple of days, but I definitely have a solid feel of hits. I got to use them a lot, different teams, different situations individually, and then where he does fluctuate and make some impact on this list, which I do think he does make. Individually, this guy's ridiculous, right? So I'm definitely intrigued. This is going to be a raw list. I don't have anything prepped out or anything like that. Make sure to drop a like and a sub if you guys are new to the channel, because I do upload here every single day with Legends content. I do have the list right in front of you, and the honorable mentions holding pretty much anyone I would even consider dropping either in this honorable mentions or even the top 10. I'm going to be adding about 5 units in honorable mentions as well. So I'm going to start with the number 1 unit in the game, which has not changed since his release. You guys already know who it is. I'm not going to break it down all that much. Individually, this guy's ridiculous. From his gauge, to his counter ability, to his durability, to his, rising rush mechanic. He's, rushing any unit in the game, or endurance unit specifically, right? There's not, no revival units really relevant to the point where we even have to consider talking about them. They have to implement a new one. But, Ultra Gogeta is just a force to be reckoned with. This guy is pretty much, if you don't have him right now, I don't want to say you're at a disadvantage completely, because there's a lot of units that compete in the top rank right now. It's definitely a bit diverse, but Ultra Gogeta specifically just makes things so cracked. He has, obviously any blast-oriented unit, and there's a ton right now from a lot of the recent units, from Trunks of Vegeta to 17 to you name it, right? There's a lot of blast units. This guy's going to be countering them. He goes type neutral. He does a ton of damage. He has cover null. He has, all these things, card draw speed. Dude's ridiculous. He fits on various teams like movies. He fits on God Key. He fits on Fusion Warriors. You can throw him on leader slot anywhere. He's going to fit perfectly fine. So, very powerful unit on top of him still being boosted. I think it's a no-brainer that he is still number 1 on this list. Not even worth, diving too much into the number 2 either, because Beast Gohan has been number 2 ever since he dropped. Or, number 1, number 2 ever since he dropped. Arguably number 1 for the entire time. I think even with Gogeta being out, even with Beast Gohan not being boosted, it's like a 1A, 1B situation. I feel like one of the units, like Ultra Gogeta, is better in a certain instance, and then Beast Gohan is just better in a certain instance, right? I feel like right off the rip of the game, Beast Gohan is doing crazy ass damage, anything, all of the above, right? He pretty much has everything in his kits. He has the same exact teams almost. You can throw him on leader sliding where he's going to fit. The one thing is that he's not boosted. And the fact that you're arguing, 1A, 1B with Ultra Gogeta is kind of ridiculous. Hybrids, movies, he has those teams that just make him look absolutely ridiculous. Best team in the game being Ultra Gogeta, Beast Gohan, Pan. I still believe that to be the best team. Second best team is looking like either GT or either third best team, Hybrids. I'd probably say Hybrids, so yeah. GT second or third, and then Hybrid still I believe is one of the best teams in the game, with Beast Gohan, Future Gohan, and the Pan is still incredibly viable. Moving into the third unit on this list, this is going to be a little bit tricky. It's going to be a little bit of a new placement right now. I just feel like this unit has just moved up, and then it might surprise some people, but this guy right here, I see him up here individually, and then now he's actually got some teams to back him. Android 17's unbelievable. He is blast oriented. I think that's one thing that troubles the meta right now. Obviously, if you're running into Gogetas and whatnot, you're running into so many other of these teams with either 17, USS, or... And on top of that, right, I'm just talking specifically for the blast counter that Ultra Gogeta does have access to. Android 17 actually counters these units, right? So any unit that nullifies endurance on blue card, ultimate, rising rush, all these stuffs, he's canceling these buff effects. He's going to be eating pretty much, this damage, and he's going to keep his endurance. So I think that's very powerful. I think when he pops his gauge is also pretty ridiculous. He's getting a massive heal. He's getting sustained damage cut for the entire team. And he's getting this constant vanish back. Every time he's back into the field, he gets one extra pretty much instant vanish. I don't think pretty sure people realize how powerful that is, but it's just another, chance at it there. Just so many, basically, so many different plays that you can make with that mechanic right there. Just instant vanish restoration is kind of ridiculous. It's not 100%, I believe it's like 80% to vanish restore, which is practically the whole thing. But the amount of teams that he fits on now, USS just got another buff with hits. Jiren got a plat a while ago. I know the USS is not completely done, but there's so many comps and compositions that you can make with the 17 right now. One that I'm thinking of, one of my guildmates is actually running this team. Believe it or not, it looks very. I know a lot of people don't want to praise Trunks and Vegeta. I think they could have been better, but I'm gonna put them in the top 10. Just shout out to Trunks and Vegeta. These guys are so underrated. 17, Trunks and Vegeta, and this 17 is a very powerful blast-based combo. The team that you're seeing on the screen right there, this is a very powerful blast-based combo. Tag droids, any androids right now, full androids team is a very powerful combo. Like I said, USS is probably the main setup you want to run the 17. I've also seen 17 on various setups with either Ultra Gogeta. You can throw him on leader slot for future. Something like, if you guys have seen my video with Android 17, Gogeta Blue, Zamasu, Rose, Zamasu, he's just I think an overall, like a unit that could pretty much fit anywhere, and he's going to do really, really good. So, throw him on leader slot anywhere. Individually, this guy's very powerful. You're taking a lot less damage to like blue cards, ultimates. His kit's kind of insane, but yeah, I'm gonna put him in the top 3 spot. He's definitely got a lot of setups now that I would argue that are top tier to raise him up the bar. I think I put him top 4, 5, or 6 in my last video. I think it was like number 6. He's definitely moved a bit up. Number 4, we're gonna slide. Who are we gonna throw at number 4? I do want to say these guys are still up there. It's gonna be between these two right here, Zamasu and the Tag 4s. But I don't want to keep in mind, as I'm recording this video, the Tag 4s are still boosted. So this is not, this is not a post boost tier list. They still have their boost. They still have their damage inflicted and the pure defenses. Don't want to underestimate them at all. I see a lot of people talking down on them, saying they're not good enough, all this stuff. Keep in mind, 3 powerful blues that you guys see already in the top 5. Zamasu, 17, and Beast Gohan. These guys are doing numerous things from Vanish, Instant Vanish Restore. They got the Blast Armor, the AoE green card. They do a lot of crazy, Tag 4s do the Tag 4s thing. They have so much durability with the constant healing, the cover null. Obviously, when you break the cover null, they kind of, become vulnerable. But as soon as they lose a unit and you still got 3 units, they are literally cooking. They have so much comeback potential. The AoE green is kind of broken, breastfed. And yeah, there's 3 blues. In the top 5, there are 3 blues. I'm either putting Zamasu 4 or 5. I think this is interchangeable. I don't want to write interchangeable because I still want to have these guys known on this list to be superior in my eyes individually and I guess team-wise too. Specifically, you do want them on GT. Zamasu, you could actually throw in a lot of different builds, and that's what I would probably argue Zamasu over the Tag 4s right now. And honestly, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. I'm gonna just do it. I think Tag 4s, like I said, could be interchangeable, but I just made my mind. I think Zamasu on a team aspect right now is just way more. Individually, they're very close. Zamasu just has so much to his kit, from the cover null to the durability to the disruption to the support and stuff like that. But yeah, Tag 4s are not one to be messed with. I want to stress this enough. Don't underestimate this unit. I've seen a lot of people recently putting them just lower and lower, thinking like, yo, Android 17 counters, or like they're taking, they're not doing as much right now. Ultra Go, bro, it's bullshit. They one side counters the blue units, one side counters the purple units, right? And the best unit in the game is purple. Some of the best units are blue. It's self-explanatory. I do think Zamasu has a better teams right now. He just fits on so many team dynamics. I'm thinking of all the team dynamics right now. He's fitting on God keys, fitting on leader slot in a lot of areas. Obviously, there's a lot of future compositions. Teams with either Gogeta, teams with Android 17, stuff like that. He just fits very well in a lot of areas. And I think just from a overall perspective right now, Tag 4s are still fine. They are strictly locked on like literally strict, but they have the best synergy with the GT tag, right? And the GT tag is solely compromised of Android 17, the Zenkai Forku, and then the Tag Force. So there's very specific setup for these guys. However, I do think there's a lot of other ones you can make, like a Sun Family build. You could throw them on leader slot in areas, movies maybe. They do wonders. Both of these units are fantastic, and obviously, like I said, interchangeable. But the unit that you guys are here to see at number 6, I think, personally, I just want to state this, that individually, I could see him in the top 5. So, taking out Zamasu or the Tag Force here. I think individually, he can definitely be placed here. I think his kit is good enough. I think his damage is good enough. I think with the boost, he's definitely warranted to be that high. I think just for the meta right now, he's still definitely doing work. I've seen him do a lot of work against blue units. He has that new time skip ability where you're trapping a unit. Very counterable and very easy to stop, basically. You know, it's not a broken ability to where you can just pop the green card and instant time skips. You have the ability to tackle, tap blast, quick dash attack, all the above, strike. Do all these things before that thing is activated, and it kind of, it's basically like a nerf before he got nerfed, and I think it was a smart idea on the developer's part. Honestly, I don't know how broken it would have been if it was just an instant, like, times, like, he locked in as soon as you pop the green card. I feel like it would have been actually cracked, but, it's sort of balanced to the point where it's a really powerful ability, and you're definitely going to, you're able to utilize it really well, but, my mind right now, there are 3 top tier blue units in the top 5. You're seeing these units every single game. And last night I was trying to run hit and I ran into the same team over and over and over. 17, Zamasu, and then either Rose or Gogeta Blue, right? Blue, purple. Bro, stops this unit, dude. It literally stops this unit. You're seeing multiple blues. There's 3 blues in the top 5, man. So unfortunately, hit, bro, you're a red unit right now, and you're honestly doing really solid damage for being a red unit. Don't know why I just moved this. But it's not enough, man. You're taking way too much damage. You can't do enough, like, reliably to blue units or and stuff like that. And that's the only reason he's not being placed a little bit higher. I think even team-wise, USS has gained a ton of value. You could run him with the 17. You can run him with Jiren, and he's going to be a really solid unit. Obviously, he's going to be wanting to be on leader slot on a lot of teams. So say you could throw him on GT. You could throw him on movies. Throw him on anywhere that's strike-based, which is a lot of setups. And I think he's going to do fine. Individually, like I said, he has the capabilities of doing ridiculous damage. He's got insane amount of crits. His actual uniques and abilities have paragraphs long, bro. So I think this guy is definitely one that's needs some more time. By my initial take right now, I think individually he's probably going to be a little bit higher. Maybe when we see some counters, some even more powerful counters, or some better partners for him that could counter all the blue units right now in the game. Even on USS, we don't have a solid green, right? I'm thinking of the green units. Hopefully I'm not missing one. I'm pretty sure the only viable green unit right now is the Tag Force, but like I said, too many blue units up here. Hit is fine. He just, it's a meta with blue units, and, the only 2 yellows that I'm thinking of, you're going to see Forku a lot, you're going to see Future Gohan a lot, and maybe Kaioken or Super Vegito. Those are the only, units he'll be advantage of. Obviously, we got other units like Gogeta. Anything he's type neutral against, he's going to be doing crazy stuff against also. But I think his criticals and his just overall overwhelming, even against blue units. Keep in mind, in his kit, he does extra % to blue units, so he's just meant to do a lot of stuff. But the next unit on my list is going to be... I want to put Pan up here. I want to continue to put Pan up here, but I'm going to put Pan under Forku right now, and this can also be interchangeable. I see Pan's value is very high just because she fits on a multitude of teams, and I think when you're making tier lists, it's not individual. I have to literally say this every single time. It's not a list to where it's like, oh, this unit beats this unit. Pan has, I still think more value than this Forku. Honestly, I think she has more value than the Forku. I think he's just a better unit overall, right? If it was a 1v1, he does a lot of crazy last man standing damage. He has cover nullification. He has nuking capabilities. He has the cover rescue two times with GT. Just a lot of overallness with the Forku. He's very, very good unit. However, he's locked behind GT. You really want to have him synergize with the Tag Force and the 17. Obviously, you could throw him on Sun Family with Beast Gohan and Pan. He's going to do really good. He has some diversity to him being Sun Family, but yeah, it's primarily GT, I'd say. And yeah, he's locked behind those teams. And you can throw on leader slot literally anywhere. Throw on Fusion Warrior, she's going to be the best red unit. You can throw her on GT, she's going to be the best red unit, right? Pan, Tag 4s, 4-coup. Fantastic team. She's a main on Hybrid Saiyans, which is still the top 3 best team in the game. Future Gohan, Pan, Beast Gohan. Best team in the game movies being Ultra Gogeta, Pan, Beast Gohan. You name it, right? You could throw her on Future. You could throw her on USS. Throw on anything. Her support is timeless. She's not boosted. Excuse me. She's not boosted. She has damage inflicted. She's still eating damage quite good. I know I run her till this day. She's fine, honestly, if you build her correctly. I don't even have her full defense. I have her mainly defense, but not full defense. Manipulation of sub counts, taking away key, type neutral, spawning the green and blue cards, constant damage inflicted. She's not one to, I honestly think she should be 7. And this is interchangeable, but I'm going to put 4-coup up here. The yellow unit. I feel like we need really strong yellow units right now to combat Ultra Gogeta, and I feel like he does a great job at that as well. But Pan's overall value, honestly, you could do this, and I kind of really want to do this. I really do want to do that, but I don't know. It's a very hard decision. I've seen a lot of people argue against not doing it. I think 4-cou's an overall really solid unit, but we got to look from an overall perspective here with Pan. It's hard to knock her value. I'm gonna put her at 7. Fuck it. I don't want to. I literally need it to be known that this is a 3v3 game. It's not a 1v1 game, and her value is just more than the 4-cou's value overall, right? She's just seen in so many more areas. She's used for so many more reasons than this 4-coup is. 4-cou's still a fantastic, extremely viable unit, but this is probably where I'm going to place it, make 2 changes there. 2 changes that I've initially thought of so far. I was actually going to put the Tag 4s higher, put them 1 lower. I was going to put this guy higher, put him 1 lower. Makes sense. Future Gohan, I'm going to put him at number 9. He's also a timeless unit. Fits on some of the best teams in the game. He fits on Future. He fits on Hybrid Saiyans. The core Hybrid Beast team with Beast Gohan, himself, and Pan. He fits on Future with either Zamasu. You could throw in 17 leader slot. You could throw him on leader slot, and he's buffing anyone fantastically. He has endurance. He can hit really hard. He has an ultimate. Constant damage inflicted. He goes type neutral. He's just with the platinum equip. He doesn't even have a Zenkai yet. This unit is so old, and he's in the top 10 list. But I just don't think it's even arguable or debatable at this point for Future Gohan. You could argue, maybe, but he just does so much. He just does so much for the teams that he's on. And, think about it. Like, the number 3 team in the game, in my opinion, is still Hybrids, and he's a core on that team, right? It would not be the team without him, right? Double support to this extent is constantly getting buffed by Future Gohan and Pan. Future Gohan's really him. I think, no-brainer there, honestly, in my opinion. And then number 10, I'm going to throw TV there. You can argue this is also interchangeable, but I just think TV, you need a lot of specific instances in team, whereas Future Gohan, he's just time. Like, you can literally throw him anywhere, and it's going to work. For TV, you need a lot of specific setups, but there's a lot of different builds now with a lot of blast teams, right? So you could throw him with Zamasu and 17. You could throw him with any Future unit. You could throw him with Future Gohan. One team that I literally just told you guys about was this one right here of both 17s and Trunks. I've heard that's a very solid team. One of my guildmates is running this build. Very powerful with the LF Android 17 giving sustained damage cut, the purple 17 healing everything, and then Trunks and Vegeta having just insane amounts of burst damage and countering a lot of, he's a yellow unit, right? He's countering the number 1 unit in the game. He has anti-blast armor. So many units have blast armor right now. But definitely an underrated unit ever since they released, because they aren't quite as good as the Tag 4s, but they still have things like the Vanish Restore, the card draw speed. You can, there's a lot of builds for them now. The Android 17 definitely made a lot of things possible, and I think it has definitely brought a lot of different teams into the light. But very powerful unit. They do have cover null. I don't want people to say that they don't have cover null. They have short cover null, but it is there. It does exist. They have cover null. You just have to obviously time it, use it correctly. And then this is basically my top 10 list, you guys. I'm going to throw some units in honorable mentions right now, but this is the entirety of it. Honorable mentions, I'm going to probably take Kaioken's, he's gained some value. He's not going to be in the top 15. I've used him a ton. this season. Ever since 17 drop, I've been using Kaioken. He can't do the damage. He can't do the defenses. Dude is kind of, his kit's good. I like the constant Vanish Restore, the green card spawning, but besides that, bro is a mosquito. He's just not, he's not it. Broly's even worse than him now. I think Broly's just been replaced all around. He doesn't do what he really wants to do. He does, like, it's a very difficult one with these two ultras right here. But I am going to put these guys out of it. I'm only going to put the top 15. I think this is it right here. Being number 11, being the 17 right here. Fits on a lot of teams, a lot of blast-based setups with the new LF17, with Trunks and Vegeta, with GTs, a core unit on GT. This GT17 is extremely slept on. The lock-in, the nullify endurance on green card, freaking ridiculous, right? Blast meta, it's not a blast meta, but there is still a ton of blast units trying to combat the anti-blast meta, right? With Ultra Gogeta. This guy has gained a ton of value with its plat, Android 17, being a core on USS. Anything you want to run with hits and 17, I'm pretty sure this is the team you want to run for USS right here. These three are going to make a ridiculous combination. And USS is just a mix right now. Hit's just a strike unit. I think they're going to start to focus USS more strike, but with a lot of blast based setups. I think Jiren is phenomenal. Very slept on unit for sure right now. He's just a wall, right? You have that USS plat, you got the pure defense against Saiyan's plat, and then you have, I believe there's one more, his unique platinum equip. He's a literal wall, so he's probably the most defensive unit in the game. I think one of, if not the most defensive. I can definitely say that. Ultra Super Vegito being more valuable because of Gogeta. I think that's literally the only team he fits on, but I think it's enough to have him warranted the top 15. Fusions is very powerful. Ultra Gogeta, one of the best partners for Ultra Gogeta is Ultra Super Vegito. I don't think it puts him enough. He doesn't have enough team diversity. He doesn't have enough. I think individually he's fine as well, but comparative to a lot of these units that have just overwhelmingly more value with diversity, boost system, and all this good stuff. There's a couple of purple units, right, being Jiren and then Ultra Gogeta, but you could say there's not a lot of reds. There is hit, but there's so many blue units that you're not, I don't know. So it's weird. It's interesting with the color combination right now, but I do think this is the order I would probably put it in. Maybe Tag Droid's a little bit higher. I think Rose is pretty high too, even though I don't want to admit this guy's like pretty good. He's very annoying to deal with on that blue-purple setup. Is a rush merchant. He nullifies endurance for existing. It's a very powerful mechanic, but besides Jiren and 17, these last three can be interchanged. I'm not sure where I would place them all, but something of this magnitude is probably what I would go with. This is going to be my top 15. By the way, Tag Droids just fit great. If I have to explain it, fits great with the LF17. Fits great with the purple 17. Droids can be a really solid setup. And like I said, Goku Black is great on Future. So anything from Future Gohan, you could throw him with 17 Zamasu, who's going to be a ridiculous blue-purple setup. And so on and so forth, right? But this is going to be my top 15. Honorable mentions is this. I'm going to actually reduce the size so you guys can see the entire list. This is what we are rocking with. Wow, I can't even. Let me stretch this so you guys can screenshot, snap it, do whatever you want with it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I feel like this is, it's pretty reasonable. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. This is so difficult. Excuse me, you guys. Wow, I totally just fucked this shit up. Well, yep, this is it. Make sure to drop a like and a sub if you guys are new to the channel. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I feel like a lot of these can definitely be interchanged, but most of, primarily this is what you guys are going to be, this is what the top 15 is. So, this is really, I don't want to gas it up, but this is very accurate. This is what you guys are seeing overall in the top ranks. This is what you're seeing in general out of the best units in the game. The placements definitely can be interchanged from one spot right next to each other. There's a lot of interchangeability always. There always is based on opinions, but I think 15 units in general, this is normally what you're going to be seeing in the top 15. So let me know. I'll catch you guys in the very next one. Stay frosty, and I'm out.